G'day and welcome back to the vlog. Sorry about the lighting. Well, actually I'm not really, I've just got the sun in my eyes here. It's the golden hour. Cameras have a great deal of difficulty coping with this lighting when they are in auto mode, and I've just left this in auto, so I'll probably get, my face will get blown out by the bright sunlight, but never mind. Wanted to talk a bit about the John Taylor versus FAA case, which was finally decided in the courts. The courts gave their judgment yesterday, New Zealand time, and John Taylor prevailed. Now, a lot of people have emailed me and said, hey, have you read this? Did you hear about this? And yes, I have, so you can stop emailing me now. But yeah, very interesting case. John Taylor stood up for the little guy where no one else would. I mean, the AMA could have taken this action, but they chose not to. They've taken some other action or something, which is an abeyance. It's set to the side for the time being. But yeah, John Taylor prevailed. So thanks to John and a team of supporters. There was Jonathan Ruprecht, I think that's how you pronounce his name, the lawyer who's helped him out. And there's been another team who've been organising the funding and support and things. So brilliant, an excellent outcome for this situation, because what it means is if you have a drone in the USA, you don't have to register anymore. If you're using it recreationally and it weighs less than 20 kilograms, 55 pounds, you don't have to register anymore, which is great because there was no point in doing it anyway. So John has stood up for the little man and he has prevailed. Sometimes when it comes to dealing with bureaucrats, you can try as much as you like to cozy up to them and influence their decisions and things, as the AMA have done. Ultimately, sometimes that's just a complete waste of time. It's futile. It ends up with no result, which was the case with the AMA's attempts to curry favour with the FAA. Sometimes you just got to take them to court. You've got to sue the snot out of them, and that is what ultimately worked. Now, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens from this point forward, because what's going to happen to all the, 700,000 times 5, the millions of dollars that the FAA has collected as part of this registration thing? Are they going to refund that money? Is it going to go back to the people who paid it? I would like to think it would, but I doubt it will. What's going to happen to the enormous database of people's information that the FAA again collected under duress without legal authority to do so? That should be deleted. It should be erased. Again, I don't think it's going to be. What will probably happen, I suspect, is that the FAA will either appeal this decision or they'll go back to Congress, because a very interesting aspect of the court's opinion was they said to the FAA, if you wish to force people to register, then you need to go back to Congress and get them to repeal 336 or introduce some other way that you can do that, because Section 336 currently prohibits you from creating new rules, new laws. And it was interesting because this is something I also found very, very disturbing. The FAA contended that they hadn't created a new rule. They said, no, we haven't. We haven't breached Section 336. We've created no new rules, which is kind of worrying because, oh, my wife, one moment please. I'm back. Jump cut. How was that? Anyway, yeah, the FAA contended that they had made no new rules. The judge, however, pointed out it was very, very clear they had made a new rule in complete breach or contravention of Section 336 of the 2012, what was it, Modernisation and Reform Act or something? I forget what it was, but they had made a new rule. Now, if the FAA contends that it hadn't made a new rule, then one of two things had taken place. Either the FAA is completely stupid and it doesn't know what a rule is, or they chose to lie about it by contending that they hadn't done something that they very clearly had done. Either way, that's a black mark in the copybook of the FAA, because people who lie or who don't know what they're doing should not be given the power to do the things the FAA does. So it's very harsh, isn't it? But I think it have to be harsh. So that's it. Now it's going to be interesting to see where we go, what's going to happen next. But this was just a quick vlog to let you know I know, and just give you some quick first opinions about it. Now I'm going to do another vlog next week, which I'll do a bit more research. I might talk to some more of the people involved and see what happens. But I suggest in the meantime, you look at a webcast that was produced or created by Gary Mortimer from SUAS News. And in that, you'll actually hear John Taylor telling his side of things. You'll speak to some of the people, or see some of the people who were involved in supporting his thing, and some lawyers and so forth. So really, really worth looking at that webcast. Link in the description. Go and look at it now. It's quite long, but hey, I even get a mention. How about that? So if you've got comments, put them in the usual place. What are you going to do now? You really have to be proactive. You've got to go out there and realise that the FAA is not going to take this lying down. They're going to go and lobby Congress, and these commercial entities will be lobbying too, to reinstitute this drone registration, to give the FAA the power to force people to register. You've got to be preemptive here. You've got to go in and nip this in the bud before it gains too much momentum, because politicians are stupid. They will just take the FAA's statements at face value, and if you don't diffuse that and inform people beforehand. You're going to be right back where you started from in probably less than a year. There you go. That's my thoughts on it. As I say, your comments in the space provided, and I'll see you next week with another vlog. This was vlog number, from memory, 10. Ichi ni san shi go roku shichi hachi ku ju. Thanks. See you later.